I'm late with this because I've been very sick recently, but did you know, in the latest version of Minecraft Java, which is 1.19.4, the developers introduced 4 new paintings. We have Earth, we have Fire, we have Water, and we have Wind. Now, currently, they are only accessible via Creative, and you do have to turn on a specific setting, but in fact, these are not new paintings. These originated 10 years ago on Minecraft Pocket Edition, but very recently made their way to Minecraft Java. So we have to go back 10 years, a decade, when Minecraft Pocket Edition released the version 0.5.0. Now in this version, the developers introduced the Nether Reactor. They also introduced melons, glowstone, and in fact, paintings. Currently, these paintings cannot be accessed in survival, but with this version, the texture was also updated. So I'll be honest with you guys, I've been very sick for the past 7 days, and I didn't get time to cover this in a video. However, there are some notable changes in this version that a lot of Minecraft creators did not cover. Plus, I can look back in the future if I really need to. Now, if you do play Minecraft Bedrock, yes, we're on Minecraft Java, but there is some pretty cool changes that will hopefully make it to Minecraft Bedrock in the future. But talking about Minecraft Bedrock, here is a feature that made it from Minecraft Bedrock to Java. Interacting with armor or elytra items in hand will now swap them equipping gear. So this is the same for putting it on armor stands or putting it on a player. So for example, if I want to put this on, as you can see, we can instantly put this on. However, if I wanted to switch this between different gear, I can now do it. So I can instantly switch to my elytra, instantly switch to my chest plate, instantly switch to my diamond version, put the wings on, continue our journey, and then when you stop, put this on, ready to fight again. This has never been a feature on Minecraft Java, but something they've always wanted to have. And yes, like I said, it does work on armor stands. A feature that Minecraft Bedrock did get alongside Java is they updated horse breeding. The speed, jump height, and health of a baby is now a variation of the average of the parent's attributes, rather than being biased towards the average possible value. Now, what you can see on screen right now is a graph created by the Mojang developer Sliced Lime, showing you how horses will be much better going forward in this version. One cool thing I really like, by the way, is being able to auto-equip saddles on horses. Anyway, what this means is, if you are willing to breed these, eventually we're going to get ourselves a baby horse. Now, if we keep doing this process, this little guy here is going to be so much better than these horses. They're going to be faster. They can jump higher. They're going to have more hearts. So, for example, this one right here, you can see how much hearts it's got. You can see here how much this one has. This one, when it grows up, has the potential to be better than these, faster, with a better jump. Jukeboxes got a cool upgrade for Java players. It now emits a note particle above it while playing music discs, which again is a Bedrock parity. So it's good to see Bedrock features making their way to Java. So if I put this inside of there, it's just a minimal change, but you can see here, it now has particles. So for those of you who might just have their music off and you wondered if this thing was actually on, well, now you'll be able to tell a lot easier. And at the same time, while playing a music disc, it will now emit a redstone signal of 15. So we put this inside of there, you can see here, it's now going to light this up. But if we turn this off, you can see the redstone signal stops. Again, another Bedrock parity. Droppers and hoppers can now interact with the jukebox. So as you can see here, it's now going to play it, which I think is a pretty cool change. And then if we were to drop the music disc inside of a hopper, it also has the ability to play it, but you can't quite see the particles. I mean, you can kind of see the particles glitching through there on occasions. For Minecraft Java, they did some creative menu improvements. Now, Bedrock doesn't currently have this, but they added painting variants to the creative menu. Now, at this point, if we go on this, you can see I don't have anything right here. Now, introduced in the previous versions is go in options, go to controls, and operator items tab. You want to turn that on. And the reason why is because you'll have access to this, and this is where those extra paintings are available. And I really hope in the future these will be craftable. Looking back at Minecraft in general, when was the last time we had paintings introduced? So if we go inside the creative menu and then we type in paint, for example, there's multiple paintings. However, these aren't new paintings. So by default, the only one we previously had would have been this one, which is a random variant. So with this one, if we place this down and change it, you can see it's not always going to be the same one. However, there is a way to pinpoint the exact one that you want. We type in painting, it's going to tell you that this is the kebab one, which is 1x1. And as you can see here, if we keep going, they have different names. This is 1x2, 1x2. This is going to be 2x2, and you can see the sizes start to increase. So for example, if I was to grab a 1x1 painting, 2x1 or 2x2, they're going to fit perfectly in these ones. So every time I place this down, it is always going to be the exact same one. It's never going to change. And for those of you who like to do creative building, I think this is absolutely perfect. And that's the same one for this one. It's always going to be this sunset one. As you can see, created by Zeta Strand, I think his name is. Yeah, he created most of these, if not all of them, I think. And then we've got this one as well. So this is always going to be the spider one, which is the stage is set. I really like this one. So that's a pretty cool feature, and I hope Bedrock gets that as well. Just going back to these paintings, I did a little bit more research, and an Xmotion developer actually said that these were going to be used for marketing for a Minecon event, and it just didn't happen. It does say recipe unlocking. The crafting table recipe is unlocked immediately on creating a new world. So you don't got to go over to a tree and break this down, create a crafting table to unlock it. So for anyone who's new to the game, you wouldn't have to go and do this straight away. It would automatically be unlocked for you, and then you could slowly figure out what to do. Alongside, the crossbow recipe is no longer unlocked by sticks. Soul campfire recipe is no longer unlocked by sticks. And then we get to a huge change, which is updated the create new world screen. So I'll be honest with you, for a video game that cost $2.5 billion, the create new world screen really isn't that great. In fact, the Bedrock version is so much better. Anyway, when you create a brand new world, this is what you'll be faced with. You have game, you have world, and you have more. In game, you have access to game mode, survival, hardcore, creative, etc. You have the difficulty options as well. And then you have allow cheats on or off. In world options, you have generate structures or bonus chests, and then the seed that you would like to type, and a couple more details here if you want to change this to super flat, customize it, etc. And then you have more. So currently, experiments and data packs are the exact same thing. If I turn these on, and then I go into data packs, you'll see that they have been enabled. If I turn these back here and click done, go back into experiments, you can see them, they are off. So a lot of people are getting confused that you now have to use data packs to get access to the new features. So that's why that's there, and you do have game rules as well. So one thing they did introduce with this is that you can now use your keys in order to go across, go down. It just makes life a lot easier rather than having to use your mouse. You can use Control and 2, Control and 3 to go to the next one as well, which again are just quick accessibility options. So this version was very big on accessibility introductions. They added an accessibility onboarding screen for players launching the game for the very first time. This is the screen that you'll be faced with. It says, welcome to Minecraft. Would you like to enable the narrator or visit the accessibility settings? Also, auto jump is now off by default. The amount of times I've had to go into controls and turn this off is insane. So yeah, you're no longer gonna have to remember to turn this off. They also added high contrast resource pack, but the developers did say this only affects the menu UI for now, but we'll be looking to bring this to gameplay UIs in the future as well. So to access this, go to options and resource packs, and then you want to scroll down to the bottom, and this is what you're looking for. High contrast enhances the UI contrast of Minecraft, and it's built in. You just want to enable this, and like the developers have said, it's mainly going to be these kind of menus. As you can see here, I really like this, to be honest with you, though. It does look very, very good. Let's just have a little mess around with some of these settings here. So I kind of like these. Like they said, they do want to introduce this in the future to the in-game UI, but they didn't get time to do it in the 1.19.4 version. I kind of like it. If you go to single player and create a brand new world, it really is scaled back and it's really basic, but honestly, it's so much easier to understand. Added a damage tilt accessibility option that controls the amount of camera shake when being hurt. So when you go to options and accessibility, if you scroll down a little bit, it's talking about this. So if we just fly a second, you'll see here that when we take damage, you can see how much it tilts to the right-hand side. Now, if we were to change this and we were to put this at like, I don't know, 50%, let's do this one more time. So we would take a little bit more damage here. You can see here, it doesn't really tilt that much. You can actually turn this completely off. Now, apparently, for those who like to play PvP, this is a really big change for you people. So what we'll do is we'll change this back to this. And I took a screenshot by mistake. And if we take damage, see here, we do take damage, but the screen doesn't tilt at all. Just like on Minecraft Bedrock Edition, they added 2 new options in the accessibility menu for adjusting the speed and transparency of the enchantment glint. Now, by default, this is what the glint is going to look like. Honestly, I feel like they reduced it a little bit too much, but again, this is optional and you can change this. So the glint strength's at 75 by default. This is what it's going to look like at 100%. Of course, 100% speed. I like the fact that you can tweak this because some people might like the glint strength all the way up, but they don't want the speed on. They just want to see the enchantment glints. In fact, some people might just like to have them off completely, and that's completely up to you. But again, it is alternative, and they did nerf it by default. Added a notification time accessibility option that changes how long notifications such as unlocked recipe, advancements, subtitles, and selected item names are visible for. So once again, going in options and accessibility, they're talking about this. So if we were to bump this all the way up and I was to get myself, let's say, some debris, for example, those things on the top right are going to stay there for a very, very long time. Or you can decrease this and have it just literally pop up instantly and then disappear. So we have some new commands. They added the /ride command to mount and dismount entities, but also added the /damage command. So if I was to place down a turtle and I was to run this specific command here, what it's going to do is it's going to put me on the turtle. Now, players cannot ride other players with this command, but you can ride mobs. You can get the mobs to ride other mobs as well. As you guys can see here, we're just chilling on a turtle. Let's say if we were to get, I don't know, you know what we'll do? We'll get a spider. So if I change this to spider, for example, it's picked the spider in a cave for me. But when it comes to the damage command, you just want to type in /damage space, pick your name, or you can pick your friends, or you can pick a mob or Bob down the road. 1, because we're going to do 1 amount of damage to me, and then you can pick a type and we're going to do something like falling anvil, and it's going to do that. Then we can change this. So we'll change it to, I don't know, there's so many different things you can pick between. Let's do like lightning bolt, for example, and then you inflict damage. Potions no longer have enchantment glint due to it obscuring the color of the potion's content. I think this is still being worked on, but if you type in potion, you can see here they're no longer enchanted, which to me kind of makes sense. Along with potions, colors have been adjusted to make different types of potions more distinguishable. What's strange is, though, is that night vision, it looks like PP juice. And then this one, which is strength, I kind of like the strength one, to be fair. This one here is water breathing. To me, the water one definitely needs to be updated. That doesn't look like water. I mean, it does, but it looks like water's that's been left for many, many years. And then the next one we have here is poison. This one here is healing, which I think looks pretty fine. And then this one here is harming. So it might take you a little bit of time, honestly, to learn the whole potion situation again. Armor stands now preserve custom names when placed and broken. So we're going to go to survival here. So you'll see here that when we break this, and we name this, let's name this as Mike Stand. Put this down. You can see here that this is called Mike Stand. Now, previously, when we placed this down and broke it, it would reset the name to Armor Stand. It now stays the name that you named it. Bedrock Parity Shields now plays equipping sound when placed in the offhand, and this is what it's going to sound like. According to the Minecraft wiki, there were a total of 138 bug fixes in this version, with a large quantity of those bug fixes being linked to the Skug sensor, which it did not previously pick up specific activation sounds. And let's not forget, in this version, Minecraft Java players, you do have access to experimental features, which means all of these are now accessible for you to play around with, but your world will be marked as experimental. We even have things like the sniffer. We even have things like the torch flower. And if we do /locate biome, we even have the cherry grove. Pretty cool biome in my opinion, but I still think it's definitely missing something and needs a little bit more ambience. Maybe something like butterflies. Anyway, that's all I have for you in today's video. I went over this as fast as possible because I know most of you have probably seen this information from other YouTubers, but I still wanted to go over it. Like I said, been very sick recently, so recording has been quite difficult. But honestly, it's a pretty solid update. I kind of like these smaller updates, which do have some very key accessibility features. See you in the next video. Hey, you can now book me on Cameo. Link is down below.